Only 8 days until Election Day, so by now we have seen the candidates for Syracuse mayor many times in formal settings, debates, forums, news conferences.
But over the next 4 days, right here on News Channel 9, we're going to show you a different side to the four people hoping to work in Syracuse City Hall next year as mayor. From your local election headquarters, News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan is on the trail tonight with Green Party candidate Howie Hawkins first.
Yeah, how do I search for a voter by their address?
Campaigning is not what most of us do on vacation, but yes, Howie Hawkins took 2 weeks off to run for mayor.
I think you're the only candidate that had to do that.
Yeah, they're all campaigning full time.
His full-time job is unloading trucks for UPS on the graveyard shift. Today, Hawkins is delivering campaign signs instead and checking his own mailbox.
I'm 65 in a month. I get all this Medicare stuff. So,
Addressed to Howard.
yeah, that's on the birth certificate.
But it was campaign contributions he was digging for.
Well, that'll buy an ad on the morning news, 30 seconds. You seen our ad?
Hawkins pitches progressive tax reform and uplifting poor working class people.
You have a lot of specific ideas to fix a lot of specific problems in this city, but they're all a little different from what people are used to. Do you think the ideas are too different to attract the voters?
No, I think the voters are attracted to our ideas. I think they get that if we keep voting the same people from the same parties into office and expecting things to change, they're not.
That's why he's been in more elections than he can remember.
How many times have you run for office now?
Well, we could stop and count them. I know it's more than 20 and less than 25.
More experience as a candidate than any of his current opponents. Hawkins says there are victories in his high-profile losses to Hillary Clinton for Senate and Andrew Cuomo for governor.
Vote for what you want, and then you make your voice heard. Even if your candidate doesn't win, it has influence.
Why do you keep doing it, running time after time? Does it get discouraging?
No, our votes go up. You go around the community, people say, keep going.
Hawkins promises to keep going. He hopes it's as mayor of Syracuse. On the trail, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
Time next week, we head to the polls, and tonight we're continuing our look at the four candidates for Syracuse mayor.
Chance for voters to see a different side than they're used to seeing from these four from your local election headquarters. News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan is on the trail with Republican candidate Laura Levine tonight.
So I am an animal lover, and this is Dewey. She's nicknamed for being a DeWitt Road stray.
DeWitt Road on Syracuse's east side is more than where Laura Levine rescued her cat. It's where she grew up, in this house.
And it shows my brother and our beloved late sister and me as children out front in the lawn.
The same lawn where, 50 years later, a Laura Levine sign is proudly placed.
I've been here for 58 years. It's my growing up house. I cherish being here. It gives me a great perspective on the city. Like that was the Angren house over there, and then it became the Roger house. Just being able to see the changes that have taken place in my own neighborhood have shaped my views and my thinking about Syracuse.
A city she says on the wrong track, where fewer people want to live, evident by the homes for sale on her street.
There are an overwhelming number of Laura Levine signs in this neighborhood, but what's it like to see an opponent sign in your neighborhood?
It makes me work harder. I live in the most liberal ward in the city.
Levine can't rely only on neighbors. She spends a lot of time on the road, like going door to door in Eastwood.
What makes it hard for you to run a business?
Permit from the city. That takes so long.
Takes too long, right?
And difficult.
Before Levine can change policy, she needs to change voters' minds. The last poll had her at only 9%.
Those things don't make me nervous. They inform me. Numbers tell stories.
What do your numbers tell about your story right now?
Well, my numbers tell me, number one, that because I'm a low-funded campaign and I don't have glitzy television ads, I don't have the name ID that two of my opponents have. But when people talk to me one-to-one and I see them shift and they say, I had no idea who you were.
She's hoping they'll know by Election Day. On the trail, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
In a week now, voters will head to the polls to choose the next mayor of Syracuse. So far this week, we've seen a different side of Howie Hawkins and Laura Levine. Tonight, the Democrat. From your local election headquarters, News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan is on the trail with Juanita Perez Williams.
Just make sure, see how they're all doing here. It's amazing. We're lining them up good.
Before Juanita Perez-Williams can get out the door, she has to get volunteers out first.
All right, guys, so let's get you guys paired up. Let's go do some door knocking. Take some pins with you, guys.
These IBEW union members are headed to campaign on Tip Hill.
This one here is the 14th ward. It is.
Okay.
But the candidate herself is headed to the south side.
Is this 123?
123.
She admittedly can't every day, but Perez-Williams loves going door to door herself, too.
I'm so glad you answered. Juanita Perez-Williams. I am fine, I'm fine. Nice to meet you. I'm running for mayor, you know that.
Hearing concerns about abandoned houses and forceful police officers.
Thank you for opening the door this morning. I appreciate it.
Yep. She's a Republican?
She's a Republican.
She votes Republican.
She votes Republican.
And you may have changed that.
And I may have changed her because
I think you did.
No one's knocked on her door yet. So she was glad I came.
Wow.
That's why this is so important to do.
Not everyone is as easily convinced Perez-Williams is best for the job. Critics say she's divisive and doesn't have the right temperament.
It's hurtful, but at the end of the day, people who know me know it's because I'm very driven. And I want results to help people's lives, and I'll keep doing that, and I can't wait to do it as mayor.
It almost sounds like you're not denying those criticisms, though. You're embracing them.
I do. I mean, I think that you need someone like that to be in a position to really help people. And if you sit there and you try to be the nice person all the time and to bring people together when you're just giving something away, you don't help anyone. You don't help anyone. You've got to be tough. You got to stand up.
She did stand up to run, win the primary, and leads the polling in this race.
People are excited. They may never have met me, but they know my name, and they know that I'm someone who believes in them.
Now she needs voters to believe in her. On the trail, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
5 days now until Syracuse voters choose their next mayor, and this week we've shown you different sides of Howie Hawkins, Laura Levine, Juanita Perez-Williams. So tonight, it's the independents' turn from your local election headquarters. News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan on the trail with Ben Walsh.
Every time Ben Walsh leaves his office, he's reminded of the past and what he hopes is his future.
I have this picture of my grandfather being sworn in.
Mayor William Walsh started a family tradition, then carried on by Congressman Jim Walsh.
What's your dad think of all this so far?
He's been great. He enjoys it. My mom took it a little bit more convincing. She went through a lot of years of trying to protect us kids from the ugliness of politics.
How you doing? She'll be happy to know Ben is warmly greeted on the south side. First, a tour of the Mary Nelson Youth Center.
You're a youth center, but it all comes with the family, right?
I believe in resources.
Yeah.
As mayor, you have to represent the entire city. And there's no way that you can have shared experiences with everyone that you're representing. So you have to get out of your comfort zone and go to places and listen to people that you wouldn't otherwise be engaging with.
I was on the south side yesterday, and one woman said, I've seen Ben Walsh's ad. I've seen him running through downtown. I don't see him running through the south side. She implied that you may not understand her life. How do you combat that and convince them that you do?
You spend a lot of time in every part of the city, including the south side.
Ben says he's best at building relationships. He does that by grabbing coffee or dropping by a barbershop.
All right, fellas, well, I'll let you get back to work, but just wanted to say what's up. What's the changes going to be? Yeah, make some changes. You're going to win. I believe I am.
Walsh promises he'll be back, just like this return trip to Vanette Towers on the north side. The seniors can't get past his family resemblance.
I said the Walsh genes run strong.
Yes, really. Yeah, you can see it right away.
Yeah. What they instilled in me was the importance of public service, of giving back. This community has given a lot to me and my family, and it's my responsibility to give back.
He's got the Walsh face and the Walsh name, but it's up to Ben to carry on the legacy. On the trail, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
You can watch our pieces with all four candidates, Howie Hawkins, Laura Levine, Juanita Perez-Williams, and Ben Walsh, online at localsyr.com.